This is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. And all I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am. I'm the mother of the New Jerusalem, and I'm the mother that gave birth to newborn King Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. This is a Republic notice to Americons and their attritional genocide of constitutional blacks. This is a Republic notice to Americans and their attritional genocide of constitutional covenant heirs, black Americans, Judaic namesake. Now, the war was won by the Union. You know, the Confederates didn't like that. They didn't want to accept that the war was won by the Union when the Union won the war in 1865. And the fact that we're still talking about red states and blue states and all that stuff is symptomatic of the Confederate states still acting like they don't understand the Union won the war and that we are the United States of America. But even more than that, we are the constitutional. Let me say this again. We are the constitutional United States of America. The Constitution of the United States of America that includes all 50 states and jurisdictions won by the Union. Won by the Union. And the fact that we're still talking about red and blue states prove my point that the Confederates still think they have a say-so. And their children, descendants, still think that they have a say-so. No, it is absolute. The Union won the war. We are the constitutional United States of America. Now, you can go into your little state cubicles and insane and drum up what you want when you want, because you have been doing that anyway. But that won't change the contract. A dog pissing on a contract don't change the contract, especially if it's written in blood and cosmically Fort Knoxed. If it's written in blood and cosmically Fort Knoxed, it don't matter how many state cubicles you go into to practice your little insanity and pretend the Union did not win the war and pretend you can still lollygag and play musical chairs with the Constitution, talking about red and blue states and talking about, we don't want to be a part of America no more. We want to secede from America, while all the while got your poor begging hands out for constitutional wealth. Beggars on steroids, talking a whole bunch of dungery, because nobody even told you to come to this country. Nobody put a gun to your head, nobody put chains on you, and nobody forced you in this country. So you can take your behind back out if you don't like being constitutional America land that you're squatting on. If you don't like the fact that you're squatting on constitutional American land and you can't change that fact, go grab your guns. Get your last minute Neanderthal Dracon savagery off. Okay? Because your Dracon masters is falling. Yeah, your Dracon masters is falling. My little King Emmanuel was born in 2011 and he's kicking their ass something awful. He's knocking them all out of the sky. All of them. The mark of the beast. Heads are spewing their demon seeds as they fall, trying to get their last minute hits against me, Mary Omni. They trying to get their last minute hits against me. And I'm telling you, My newborn King Emmanuel is firing them up with brimstone, and he is disintegrating them. He disintegrating them, and he's leaving it for me to see it. I'm witnessing this. I also sat and witnessed that all the ones came back to me to be judged that enslaved my people and raped my daughters of Jerusalem. I beheaded their ass, okay? They tried to run like a bitch at the last minute, but I beheaded them, and the angels who was helping me ran and got them because they turned into lizard men and they wanted to crawl away. You know, they wanted to look in their stern faces. Then when they knew that I wasn't caring that their head was going, they wanted to run and they wanted to crawl like the lizard men that they are. But guess what? Guess what? We have our jails in hell too, and we have our prison guards in hell too, and our prison guards grabbed them by the neck and grabbed them by the feet, and some of them, you know, I'm not even going to say what they did to them, but guess what? They didn't get away. Now, this brings me to the point of the attritional genocide of my womb chamber children. And if you think I'm sitting lightly in this, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. You have trampled these poor black infants for now 150 years for their 14th birthrights and their constitutional sovereignty. They're the sovereign persons. They're all persons born, and they're the sovereignty of this country. That's why the Union won. The Union made sure the blacks, who was the non-consenters, was supreme in the Constitution and equal to the Privileges and Immunities Clause, so the land would be privileged and immune from all you Dracon children talking about states' rights. States' rights, while you sit in your cubicle and you try to strategize how you can attrition the constitutional heirs out of every smidgen of their wealth and every crumb of their wealth for your grossly fat debt, for your grossly fat abomination of dung debt, because that's all you did was put your children in dung debt anyway for generations, and considered that you're no more than better than being in captivity. Those who loved captivity and wanted captivity will go into captivity. You considered that the captives who had a remedy for their captivity was not due to them. You considered that. You considered that that was your remedy. And so your remedy was what the captives' remedy had. That meant that you consented to slavery, and you didn't want no healing, and you didn't want no repair. You wanted straight up captivity, and that's why you're going into captivity. And your captivity starts with the debt ceiling. Every time that debt ceiling is raised, another generation of yours is in debt. Them another 100 years, and you are already up to 42 generations of captivity of your children. You stabbed your children in the back, thinking you can just trample the blood of God's namesake and get away with it. What you did was tell your children that they didn't have no sovereignty, and what you did was tell your children that they wasn't nothing but those who was born as debtors and bond children that was worthy of nothing but the abyss. That's what you gave your children, thinking you can trample my children from the bridal womb chamber. Jack, you gave your children a larceny of your heart, and the sun will find that larceny, and it will not recognize your children on the face of this earth. Now, you can keep on, and it's 2012 December, and everybody knows that's changed, and I'm telling you the Christ is back, and he's not your white stringy hair hippie that you want him to be. And I'm Mary, and I'm not your white little pale little vixen you want me to be. And I'm not the virgin in your ideal of what I should be, a virgin. I'm a cosmic virgin. That means my soul was preemptively by the foundation stainless. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with you as a male beast breaking a hymen, okay? So I'm telling you now, Your Dracon masters are falling. Yeah, your Dracon masters are falling. They can no longer protect you. Your Satan fowler sucking is coming to an end. He done returned all, he done said, I got all these souls collected. And you the same souls collected and netted in the dung. Because all the judges did was turn you over to dung. Because whether they want to or not, they serve Judah. Your white senators you put in office for 150 years betrayed you. They serve Judah. They double agents. That's what they don't tell you. That they double agents. And they have to serve Judah anyway. And all they did was put you in the dung debt. You the dung debtors of the earth all over the world, you Edomites. Your dung debtors. The Most High said he was coming after you anyway. I can't think of the Bible verse right now. He said he was coming after you anyway. And that's what we know. He's after you because you have done it and you have seized too much of his children's lives in your nonsense. You have made them had to face the perversion of death before they was ready, and you killed off some of his namesake and trampled his namesake on your piss and on your Dracon releases. Your Dracon releases feel as though they got a right to kill off the gods of the sovereignty of the earth by the sovereign God namesake and children. And you think your children won't face the same thing? Keep on dreaming. You got a lot of males right now getting gut cancer. You don't know where they getting it from. Your daughters are burning in tanning booths because they think that they can get away with just trying to look like something that they not. And your vampire pictures ain't doing them no good. They still don't want to be pale, so they still going to get sun cancers on the beach. And you got melanoma up the behind, and you run around talking about you're the people of the sun, that you're the Christ descendants of the Britain royals and the Khazars. Your behind is on their way back to the cave. You better run under the rocks quick, because once this seventh sun open up, you are done. You are done. Yeah, with your attritioning and fowler sucking, trying to suck the lives out of the God's children forever. You think that karma don't have a revolution? Well, the Christ revolution is upon you now. And when President Obama went into the White House 2009, that was the end of the Gentiles. He took the constitutional supremacy clause to the White House. And that is Michelle Obama and Mary Ann Robinson, a Marianite. He took that to the White House. That's the supremacy clause. That meant the Jerusalem temple was finished, and your time as Gentiles coming to an end. Galatians 4:4, Christ is resurrected. This is Mary Omni from the house of King David.